from downtown Cleveland. The Browns are in the playoffs, fellas. The Browns are in the playoffs.
It is a beautiful thing.
What do you think of that?
It's a beautiful thing, man. It was this season. When you look back on this season, you just think about how magical it was. This team is dangerous, man. Like they should have never let them in the playoffs because I'd be scared to go against the Browns. There's so many different ways that they can beat you. Like who do you scheme now? You know, you think about not having certain guys and other guys are stepping up and making plays. That's a dangerous team.
Hide the women and children and change the locks. The Browns are coming to your town. And you're right. This is a team nobody wants to play right now. The way that they're playing, the Flacco story is unbelievable. We'll get into it. Watching the players at the end of the game mingle with the fans. It took me back to the last game in the old stadium when they were hugging and they were crying. The players were crying when the team left. And I haven't seen anything like that since. You can go find the pictures if you haven't seen them. David Njoku laughing and joking with some kids in the stands and Joe Flacco.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, it's so great for this town. It's so great for these fans. You guys deserve it. It's been so long in the making. There you go right there with David and some of the fans in the stands. Everybody, I've only been hanging around this team since 2018. I've never seen a locker room like this. Like they've cleansed everything. They've sanitized everything. They've got all the demons out. And it's a fun time, man. It's a fun time for you to be a Browns fan.
Welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. The Browns are in the playoffs. Bernie Kosar is going to join us at noon. We're going to be on Channel 3, WKYC here in Cleveland from 12:30 to 1 as we always are. Thanks to all of you, the thousands of Cleveland fans, of Cleveland Browns fans who are watching, who are listening, who are doing whatever. Please hit the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up for us. Let's get it going. Let's break the record here for viewers. Let's break the record here for thumbs up. It's going to be a great day. We're going to celebrate the Browns' victory. To all the Steelers and Bengals and Ravens fans that were on social media last night trying to downplay what the Browns have done, trying to rain on the parade of Browns fans, I have one thing to say to you. Go F yourself. That's exactly what I have to say. You're out of line. You're out of pocket.
They tried to do that.
I got to tell you, I've seen social media. I've seen Steelers and Ravens fans like rooting for the Browns.
I actually seen the same.
Well, good for those people, but the negative ones, they can screw themselves.
There's nothing negative you can say
I've
about
seen
it.
negative.
Like, there's no way that you can say anything negative.
I saw one guy was like, oh, they're going to get knocked out in the first round. Well, maybe they will. Who knows? But I doubt it.
I doubt that as well.
Yeah.
But, like, so what? Who said that?
I don't know. Some
I'm about to
random
say,
dude on
this is a
Twitter.
Pittsburgh fan. They fighting for their life right now.
They're not getting the playoffs. And for the first time since 1989, the Browns will finish with a better record than the Steelers. I mean, think about that for a second.
I know. We talked about that.
I wasn't even born yet.
Guys, you know the movie The Natural? Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Robert Redford.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
Of course you haven't.
So for those who don't know, youngsters like Tyvis and the young
non-baseball people.
The Natural was a movie with Robert Redford. Now, he's way too old to be a baseball player, but you got to suspend reality. So Robert Redford, at the beginning of the movie, is this young, hotshot baseball prospect. He looks like he's 50, but he's supposed to be 19 years old or 20 years old. And he's going, he's on the train to go play baseball for the first time professionally. And there's his competition, and there's this Babe Ruth type character who he strikes out. He's going to be a star. He ends up getting shot. His whole career goes down the tubes. Then years later, he makes a comeback to baseball. He's a hitter instead of a pitcher, and nobody ever heard of him before. He comes from the independent leagues, and he becomes the greatest baseball player who ever lived. Well, the screenplay for The Natural Part 2 is this story. Now, Joe Flacco wasn't shot.
He never got shot.
He wasn't out of football for 10, 12 years.
But he kind of was.
But he kind of was. Joe Flacco was a very good NFL quarterback for a while. He led a team to a Super Bowl. He's won a ton of playoff games. By the way, Joe Flacco has never gone to the playoffs and lost his first playoff game. Never in his career. He's won at least one playoff game every time he's been to the playoffs. This story is patently absurd.
Yeah.
Patently absurd. We'll get more details on that. But the city last night, guys, you guys were both at the stadium.
They showed up and they showed out.
You left at 2. Jason, you left at 3.
Yep.
I bet there were still people out when you guys left.
Oh, absolutely. Downtown was rocking last
Yeah.
night. Even when I was walking out the station, it was a bunch of people still on the streets, still drinking. I'm like, man, y'all need to go home. But I understand. No, the stadium, from when the time I got there, I went past the Muni lot.
Yeah.
It was packed. People was outside when it was time to come in. I was in the Cardiac Club doing the pregame, packed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the Cardiac Club ain't never really packed like this, but it was packed. You could feel the energy. I love the LED light show.
Yeah,
that was
Man,
awesome.
announcements, when they did player announcements, the place went wild. Nick Chubb came out there, broke the guitar. The place
Batman
went wild
mask.
with the Batman mask. It was an electric atmosphere. It was everything that we thought it was going to be, and then some. You know, Mike Nuggets asked me, he was like, how did it compare to like a college atmosphere to you? And I said, to be honest with you, I thought it was better last night. I've been in some college atmospheres, but I thought last night was better because it meant more. It was passion, because it's a team that, you know, obviously hasn't been on the high ends of football. So you seen this city come out and they finally believe in a team and they seen the resiliency of a team. And it was just so much barking going on. It was great, man. I had chills. That place literally was shaking last night.
Jason, I know you're in the press box.
Yeah.
But
I text you guys. It's electric in here. You can feel it in the press box. I agree with you. I thought the Browns have botched some game ops situations before. I thought they nailed it last night with the night game with the LED lights. It was really cool.
Yeah.
The fireworks at the right times. The crowd was just jacked from the start. They got there early. A lot of times at the 1 o'clock kickoffs, fans are late coming over. Everybody was in their seat. Everybody was in their seat at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
That place was full before kickoff. It erupted. I think we kind of knew it was going to be Nick Chubb, I think, right? Like if we had to place a
we
bet,
were all guessing
it was
that
kind of
kind
probably
of,
was going to be Nick.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is silly and overblown, the whole guitar smash. But
people love it.
But for him to do it, for it to be him last night,
He did it
was
the
perfect.
right way.
He did a great
took
job.
the goggles. He looked at it, tossed
threw
them,
the goggles.
pulled the Batman mask out.
Did they show that? Did they show all
Yes.
that? Okay, I don't know if the broadcast
it
showed it
was.
all or not.
I mean, it was awesome. Obviously, I wasn't there. I'm watching it at home. A fan of the show. Oh man, I can't remember who it was now. Jeez, I'm so sorry. Jeffrey Kovach, that's his name, invited me to the game, and I'm like, no, I got to do the podcast. I got stuff I got to do as soon as it's over. I kind of wanted to go, but because of what I didn't need to say. I like to be there and watch the replays and all that stuff. But watching it on TV, it was just. I mean, it sounded so loud. It sounded crazy. The sound of the people banging the metal every time this third
Oh,
down.
it's the chairs. They were right outside the press
I mean,
box.
that was just incredible.
all night long, right outside the press box.
It came off great. The city came off great. The celebration and everybody who was crapping all over the Browns early in the season because of Deshaun Watson and whatever. And now, like, the Browns are the talk of football.
And they're the best story in the league.
It is no doubt about it. I mean, you can make a very strong case for Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year.
I was talking to a few of the New York writers before the game and everything, and they're like, it's got to be Kevin. There's nobody else. So that kind of that surprised me a little bit that, of course, it should be.
Yeah.
But we're in it.
Yeah,
so
right,
Of course,
right.
we're going to say
But it's always the only person that got the national narrative is the Dan Campbell story because
they were supposed to be good.
But they won their division in 30 years. It's the first time in 30
I hear
years.
you, but
last year, did they even make the playoffs last year?
No.
See, that's right there. That's
Right,
the
but-
only person that I'm like on the national level.
Tyvis,
that's the only person I can see.
He should certainly be in consideration. He's done a really good job. But a lot of people picked the Lions to win the division.
I agree with you.
Nobody outside of Cleveland picked the Browns to win the division. Nobody.
Especially with
and they're,
the-
well, they're not going.
They're not going to. But there's just the story,
just
the
the
injuries,
injuries.
everything is still being and getting 11 wins. Like it's a slam dunk. But I'm just telling you,
You never know.
To us, it's a slam
I actually
dunk.
think Harbaugh deserves some serious consideration because nobody was picking the Ravens at the beginning of the year, and they've been the best team in football.
Yeah.
But what Stefanski has had to overcome this year,
I don't think
has
no.
just been remarkable.
I just still believe that if you could take any coach in the NFL and plug him into Kevin Stefanski's shoes and give him those same obstacles, there's no way he's winning 11 games.
And
There's no way.
A lot
Not
of
many.
A lot of the Jets writers I was talking to last
Yeah.
night were killing Robert Saleh and saying
Yeah.
they still they use losing Brees Hall last year as an excuse. So, well, we lost Brees Hall.
Yeah.
What were we supposed to do? And they're like, look at Cleveland. What do you mean? What are you supposed to do? They lost everybody, and they're still winning.
I'll tell you, Kevin Stefanski has put a lot of coaches on the hot
Oh,
seat.
for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, look at
Yes.
this guy with the
Yes.
Cleveland Browns.
This
They've
is-
got 1,000 injuries.
They have a corpse at quarterback, and he's throwing for 300
and he
yards a
can
game.
move. Who knew Joe Flacco could move?
Did you see
Look
the
at him get out of
mobility?
the pocket.
I know.
Oh, my
He
dude.
got punched in the face by Quinton Williams, and he just was like,
Yeah.
"Be gone with you!"
Unbelievable.
on
Mike,
that
go
touchdown
ahead,
pass
man.
to Jerome Ford.
That was incredible.
It was crazy. We'll talk Flacco in 1 sec. I want to
Yeah.
add one more thing to the atmosphere last night, then we'll move on. But
Yeah.
you guys know I live downtown. I could hear the stadium from my apartment. When they started hitting the chairs or the trash cans, whatever that was,
Yeah.
I thought it was so loud, and I live about half a mile away. I thought the train was going by. I was like, the train doesn't run this late. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And then the next third down, it happened again. Then I put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I went out afterwards. I don't have words to describe how cool Cleveland is when the Browns are good. It takes a city from being amazing to maybe one of the best cities in the entire
and
country.
we've never really
And
seen
I haven't
it.
had a chance to experience this. I'm not
No.
sure if anyone else has who is around my age too. This
No.
level of Browns football outside of COVID in an era where
Right.
you could fully enjoy it to the caliber we can.
Yeah, we've never had, because the only time the Browns have gone to the playoffs in the last 20 years is with COVID.
Yeah.
There's no experience
You know,
like
I've
this.
mentioned this before, but I think it's really important to repeat. The Browns lost a generation of fans because they couldn't put their shoes on the right feet for 20 years.
Yeah.
My oldest son laughs at the Browns. He thinks they're a joke because that's the era that he grew up in, and all of his friends think they're a joke. Now we got AJ with us today, and he's in a Myles
got his
Garrett
Myles
jersey.
Garrett jersey
Myles
there.
Garrett's his favorite player, and he
Yeah.
loves the Browns. And this is important to save. You know, the people that love the Browns, that truly lived and died with the Browns, were from the 70s and the 80s, and they were the good teams in the 80s. And it's an older generation. They were losing the younger fans. I absolutely believe that. And you need this. You need playoff runs like this to
right.
bring the generations back. Otherwise, I don't know where this thing was going
Right.
to go. So it's significant just
Huge.
to have this for the city again. Again, watching the players circle the stadium, I felt like I was a kid again in the 80s, watching that bond between the players and their fans.
That's the only time this franchise has had stability, and hopefully that'll happen with extensions for Stefanski and Berry this offseason. Go ahead, Mike.
You know it was a successful game, too, when my inbox gets absolutely flooded with winning FanDuel tickets. I got more winning FanDuel tickets last night than I have after any individual game in the history of this show, and we got 2 today we're going to showcase. But first, as the weather gets colder, the NFL offers stay red hot on FanDuel, and right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. So if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action than right now. The app is easy to use, and there's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and much, much more. So visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL. Derek Waldmiller is our first winning ticket submitter. He bet $1 on this same game parlay. I'll tell you what the cash out is in a sec. Elijah Moore, anytime touchdown. Cleveland defense, anytime touchdown. Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown. Flacco over passing yards. Moore over receiving yards. Njoku over receiving yards. Breece Hall over receptions. Njoku over receptions. Two or more touchdowns for Flacco. 2.5 receptions for Elijah Moore. A $1 wager. How about $570.88? $1 to $570.88. Derek Waldmiller with a massive win on FanDuel last night. If you have winning
awesome.
tickets, send them in. But Derek Waldmiller, our first FanDuel ticket winner of the day.